Welcome back, everybody. We are ready to start the top cut here. It's Dangerous to Go Alone, season 39. I am Tao Panda, and joining me is Gilgamesh.
Hello everybody, welcome to It's Dangerous to Go Alone. It looks like we're about to start our match very quickly. The match is between Defiant, Discharge, and Mysterious Material. The first match would be Inkblot Academy at, I couldn't quite see the match there, but it looks like we're going to start up really quickly. What do you think? I don't think I was here for the first couple of matches, but do you have any ideas of what these two teams could possibly do?
Well, I have seen a couple of the players from each team a few times here at It's Dangerous to Go Alone and a few other events. Cactus, for example, on Defiant Discharge, great with the shooters, and also Sovlis. Sorry, I never know how to say the name. But
You're fine.
Mysterious Material also has Marks, I think Ship as well. Marks might go backline, but could also switch to a shooter, so we might be seeing a full shooter comp on both teams, and that would be pretty exciting. So it could really go any way here.
As we get into it. Tower control. The mode is tower control. My apologies.
Looks like we see backliner on both sides, both teams, bringing out the E-leader. Forgot to mention, Lexi is a force to be reckoned with. I almost said mentioned with on the E-leader.
Looks like immediate.
Very early crab here on Mysterious Material, trying to see what they can do, maybe get some damage on players that are on Discharge's plat. No picks yet. We saw, I think, another... Oh, as soon as I say that, of course, Marks finds one.
It looks like one person for each team got splatted, but it still looks like a contest for mid as both sides are trying to find that small bit of advantage as one person goes down on Mysterious Material's side. It looks like still one off on each side as Dissonant Discharge takes the tower for the first point of the game. It looks like they're able to hold on to it for a little bit.
Yep, they're on checkpoint 1 now. They were able to pull out a wave breaker. I think we saw a Zuka from Discharge, and they're past the first checkpoint. Coming up quick on second checkpoint, a Booyah Bomb comes out. They use the Tacticooler, but they were able to get pushed back. Or I should say that Mysterious Material was able to push them back. So
Correct,
they weren't quite able to get to that second check yet.
We're currently in a 2-3 advantage to Material as Dissonant Discharge takes the tower. If they can stay onto it, they can keep that lead. But it looks like Mysterious Material is coming back as they go right back to neutral.
Yes, and here we see this T-Tech looks like the Splash trying to find some picks, but got a trade. Not too much is gonna come out of it. And again, we find another player goes on each team, but Mysterious Material is on the tower now. The Slosher is guarding the drop. The ramp is a great place for the Slosher to be, but they did lose the tower.
Yeah, but Mysterious Material is down 2 people as we're back into mid. We're...
Oh! That poor crab! What? That was amazing.
That allows them to take the tower. As long as they can keep it up. Ooh! A complete wipe
of the game.
As Dissonant Discharge takes the advantage and gets on the tower, they are currently pushing their lead even more.
And they have 3 specials online. Looks like they used the wave breaker. The Booyah is getting thrown out.
They currently
can find a couple picks, maybe.
Dissonant Discharge passing through checkpoint 2. keeping the lead and keeping advantage as much as they possibly can. Oh, they lose one up. They lose the end zap. Hopefully, it's 2 down with Mysterious Material. If hopefully Marks with the charger can keep up, he goes back.
Yeah, the jump out pretty smooth after getting that nice pick. It doesn't seem to be slowing down Discharge too much. They left a nice little mine as a present on the tower, trying to retreat, make sure they don't get wiped.
As it's currently 3-2, advantage Dissonant Discharge, as the Mysterious Material is trying to make sure that they don't push into for game, actually.
At this point, they are right on the 3rd checkpoint.
They have 1 minute left as it's 24-90, advantage to Dissonant Discharge. All they have to do is hold off for that last minute for them to win the first round of the semifinals.
Yeah. So, Discharge here, they might not push the tower anymore. 24 is a great score, but you never know. I've seen teams push again in the last 10 seconds if they had the opening for it. But hopefully Mysterious Material kind of gets I want to see like a little more teamwork, like following up on the specials. And here we see the Tri-Strikes, Wavebreaker on the tower, Marks is here to guard the plat. This is exactly what I wanted to see.
And this might be what they need as they push 15 seconds on the clock for them to go and hopefully take this back. As you see a crab splat on the Mysterious Material sides, right back at them. It is now 2-1. Hopefully, maybe there might be a way to come back. As it's game.
Material lost to 3 players right at the end, but that was an excellent coming together. So here in the semifinals, with that being the first match, I feel like maybe we're gonna see a little bit of a different second game. What do you think?
Maybe. I think both teams played pretty well. It was back and forth. Definitely Defiant Discharge had a lot of aggressiveness going into the start of the match. It looked like Mysterious Material was grabbing on. It looks like Mysterious Material was coming back towards the last bit of it. It looks like they finally found their footing, but it just wasn't enough for the first match. Hopefully we could see that momentum in the second one and we'll have a good game for the second match.
Yes, I love this highlight of Marks finding that quick snipe. But
As
this,
you can see,
there's a lot of map control happening here for Defiant Discharge.
Yeah, no, the middle is practically all of Defiant Discharge's territory. As you can see, a very strong start in the beginning, 69 points. It looks like one of the Mysterious members were trying to flank them, maybe grab an advantage, but that was shut down, as well as
Our second game is going to be Clan Blitz on Museum d'Alfonsino. This is one of my favorite map mode combos.
Really? Why so?
I love Clan Blitz on this map because you can come from the ramp, you could come from the little box by the basket, you can guard their spinner, not easily, but with enough teamwork and ink coverage, you could take the enemy base's spinner, you can guard their overhang on the side. I don't know, I just like it because you can move around, there's a change of elevation, it's got all of the things you need for a great game.
A lot of movement and a lot of choices for how you want to take this map, I say.
And so, maybe we'll see again, both teams keep the E-leader, it's a great E-leader map.
It looks like about the same comp as last round.
So does Marks. Okay, let's go. Slight changes to the comps, but pretty much the same. There's no crab.
As both teams try to fight for clams, looks like it's pretty even on that regard. As we see our first down of the match ends up.
Yeah, something I noticed with the first game is the Slosher really does a good job at finding the proper angles for their weapon to find quick picks. But I believe it's Defiant Discharge. They do a great job at kind of inking the Slosher out of position, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like a give or take situation for the Slosher on Mysterious Material.
Speaking of Mysterious Material, oh, I was going to say there was a slight advantage on Mysterious Material in order of clams, but Defiant Discharge immediately take it right back. It's still anybody's game. No one has won any points yet. It's currently 3-4 advantage to Distant Discharge's side, as Mysterious Material actually grabs a clam.
Yeah, they had juice, they had a power clam, and looked like they took a player down from Discharge, but they weren't really able to follow up, and that Booyah Bomb might have had something to do with it from Discharge. It kind of left Mysterious Material on the back foot, trying to move around that Booyah spread.
An immediate flipping advantage towards Defiant Discharge's side, as they have 2 clams on their side, 20 points in total, but it really is just a matter of who can get that clam in first. Nobody's down on either side. It's anybody's game. Oh, I lied.
That was
Clean
beautiful.
charger hit.
This might be the opportunity that Mysterious Material needed. I think both teams have active Tacticooler right now.
Ooh,
But
as they're a
Material
2-4 advantage.
losing 2 players. A little bit of hesitation here from Discharge. Both teams are down a player. Yeah, I think Material is trying to make sure that they don't let what happened last time happen again. The ink coverage is much more even in this game so far.
Yeah, they look much more confident during this match than the last one, as they're still in a neutral-ish state. It looks like Mysterious Material is at an advantage in terms of clams, but same thing as last time. Actually, Mysterious Material getting the first score of the game as they continue their push down to 65.
Yeah,
Can they
they
get
don't
down to
have.
1?
Oh, they collected a few clams, not in time to continue getting points, but this Inkzooka rather, might be able to find a quick pick. No, Lexi is not having it. And Inkzooka from Discharge, and the Tacticooler is thrown down in mid. It looks like Mysterious Mats might be trying to keep their area covered in their ink here. They kind of, for a second there, it looked like they were losing their footing, but they are on their plat actually. They somehow turned the momentum around, and now Materials are making a push.
That's correct. Hopefully they can keep that advantage in, as they have 2 clams, I believe, on their side. I stand corrected. As they're as Defiant Discharge, I believe, stopped that push, or at least they're currently still trying to. I still see a clam on the field.
Yeah, and I think this is Yuma on the Slosher. I'm not sure. Finds a pick. Both zaps on both teams are down.
It's too even.
Wow, and just like that, Marks is left alone. He retreats back to the plat, trying to see what he can do to stop this push from Discharge.
There's about 30 seconds on the clock. Defiant Discharge has to make a push in the next half minute for them to be able to take game 2.
Yeah, I think the issue here is they don't have a power clam. I stand corrected.
Well, they need to use that power clam to score if they want to secure this. But it looks like it's taking them a little bit of time to try and get an advantage.
Looks like one of their players did find their way onto the plat.
It's currently a 3-1 scenario.
Mysterious Material, the one player standing, but everyone has respawned at this point.
As
Wow.
they take the lead last second during overtime.
That was amazing. The wonders of Clan Blitz. That was
Honestly,
very impressive.
it really was. It was a nail biter to the very end. They were just able to take that second game.
I think it shows a lot of maybe mental fortitude on the side of Discharge to be able to keep their composure. They knew how much time they had left. They made their power clam, I think, with only 15 seconds left on the clock to get the overtime activated. And here we see a nice pick, and I believe this shot also went up on the plat. They might have gotten picked, but I think it gave them the perfect window for their teammates to follow up.
I agree. As you can see, both teams were tooth and nail trying to find who could be able to get the clam in the goal first. Both mysterious material definitely getting their confidence back in this round because they were a lot stronger in this one. Definitely knew what they were doing, but Defiant Discharge just barely able to squeeze out a second game win.
In our third game, possibly the decision maker game, is going to be Zones on Hagglefish. How do you feel about this map mode, Gilgamesh?
This is a new map mode, isn't it? I don't think I've seen this one. So honestly, for me, whatever happens here is completely new to me. It looks like a pretty open map, so the charges that we are currently seeing seems to be a bit strong. So I guess we'll just have to see and find out.
Yeah, Zones on this map, believe it or not one of my favorite map mode combos. But you are absolutely right, it is a great charger map. So maybe we'll see Lexi and Marks on those E-leaders, keeping up the pressure. But the thing with this map is the zone's right square in the middle, both sides are blocked off by walls, and there's two lanes on the side that drop down, and so sometimes you see players taking it, getting a surprise flank on the opposing team. Sometimes you see that it doesn't work out, and a whole team might get routed down in the pits on the side.
We shall see how things turn out as we start with Game 3. Charger doing Charger things as Lexi is trying to keep the middle as safe as possible, but Mysterious Material gaining the lead immediately with a 90 to 100 lead. The Crab has already come out, and an immediate switch of a control with Defiant Discharge, trying to gain back that lead.
It's so interesting to see that Marks and Lexi are both just dropped here in the middle behind this little drop in the zone, just waiting and watching for someone to make a mistake. Both teams are losing players, it seems like, back to back, except now I believe Discharge just got a pretty good advantage. The last player jumped out from Discharge.
For a minute, it seemed that it was Mysterious Material's advantage as they regained control of the center. Ooh, wonderful snipe by the Charger.
Mark's bringing the heat. Wow, that Booyah took out two players. Crab trying to paint zone, maybe get some damage on the enemy.
Defiant Discharge trying to bring out all the specials and trying to regain that control, which they do. They have a penalty, so they can't quite lose. As they regain control, they need to get rid of that penalty so they can go ahead and regain that lead. It looks like they need about 17 seconds worth of time, and they're going to make work of it. They're going to try their best to do so. It's 3v3 currently.
Yeah, and Lexi's feeling the effects of the cooler, get that buff in and out of the zone, tap dancing right on the edge, trying to keep the pressure up. But Material is not having it. They're down two players right now, but they are putting up a very strong fight. They keep switching the zone back, but it looks like Discharge will finally start getting points back.
This is just like the last game. It's just a nail by the seat who takes the lead in the end, right? Both sides are going back and forth. We have no idea who's going to win until the very end.
Yes. Except Lexi's in a bit of a pinch here. There's that crab. I think it might have left as the last one standing.
It looks like the Defiant Discharge is solidifying their lead, making sure that. Oh, as I was going to say, as they choke up to prevent material from regaining that point, it looks like that works, and that's game. A
It
quick
is.
3-0, point to Defiant Discharge.
Yeah, that was a great effort from Mysterious Material. I still can't believe how many times they flipped the zone.
Oh yeah, no, it was anybody's game up until the very end. I think both teams definitely showed that they knew what they were doing. It just so happens that Defiant Discharge was able to clutch it out in the end.
Yes, and we shouldn't forget that I believe Defiant Discharge is coming from a 4-0 run in the prelims as well.
Really?
Yes, so they are living up to that. And they're taking this at 3-0. Unlike the prelims, this is a best of 5, so they will be moving on to the Grand
Finals?
Oh yes. And we will be having our analysts come back on and give us a run through of these amazing matches that we just watched.
Hello and welcome back to the analyst desk. I'm Rice and my co-analyst here is going to be Kirby, and we're going to be getting into the set of what were the teams again? Defiant Discharge versus Mysterious Material. Defiant Discharge taking a 3-0 set over Mysterious Material, and let's get into some of these matches.
Yeah, so we noticed that all three games, it was very close at the beginning. Slow starts, and it could really go any way for both teams. I was like, I wonder which way is this gonna go this time. Like, I had no clue who was gonna win.
Yeah, I can say with both sides having an E-leader on their team, it's gonna be a very patient and slow-paced game until the E-leaders or someone gets a pick and the teams can start moving up. The key here is just patience on both sides, and I think the Defiant Discharge understood that a lot by just waiting for an advantage state to really start pushing up.
Yes, a lot of the times when they realized they had the numbers advantage or they had those specials that they could push up with, or even those quick small picks, those are definitely helping them getting into that first push and then starting the game getting the game to roll forward.
Yeah, we can see here on Inkblot TC, it was very neutral here. No one really took that first checkpoint or went past that first checkpoint until this wipeout from Defiant Discharge. And once they did get that wipeout, they didn't really stop the pressure here. Even though Mysterious Material was able to slow down the tower push, the players of Defiant Discharge just kept rotating around, kept up this pressure on Plat, and didn't really give up any of their space.
Oh yeah, they just kept going, making sure they were definitely gonna. Making sure they took every chance to get farthest push they can get, just so they could win the match.
Yeah, but on to our next match, we have Clan Blitz on Museum, and this game again, Similar to that first one, it's very slow, very patient. Both teams knowing that they can't just run in because there's a E leader staring at them.
Yes, and the same thing, very slow start, waiting for that, playing the very same game patiently, making sure they trying to get that advantage that they need and making the push when they want. And yes, that very clean snipe.
Man, I don't think I would want to be on either side just looking down an E leader. Personally, I hate playing against them.
It was also fun to watch on both teams having E leaders. Like there was constant picks and snipes here and there.
Definitely, but we do see that this time Mysterious Material did get that first push in. They did get a lead to 65, but honestly, on Clan Blitz, that might win you the game, but that might also not be enough. And we see here, they try to get a second push in, but are just shut down really easily.
Yeah. It was a good attempt on them.
Yeah, for sure. They knew they needed to make at least a second attempt at a push, but we see here just the defense on Defiant Discharge very strong, knowing that they need to again take it slow. They had an advantage here and they knew this is their chance to start scoring, and I believe they do just keep scoring clams until they win the match.
Something I also noticed was the slosher on Mysterious Material was often definitely getting those picks off at their range, using the curving ability that they have, and just being pretty scary every time I saw them on the screen, wondering, is that pick gonna happen?
Yeah, sloshers have some very nice angles pretty much on all of these maps that we've been on. They did bring out the tri-slosher on Hagglefish zones, and I'm sure they did that for the extra fizzy bomb and also that the tactic cooler to help their team move up.
Yes, and we're seeing a lot of crabs being shot at from chargers, and that chargers making sure like they can get those picks off those crabs and just shredding them.
Yeah, definitely. Chargers are quite dangerous. If your crab tank is not positioned properly, that charger is gonna get a headshot on you. And I think there definitely was one in this game. We might not get to it yet, but just being, I think here it was very back and forth until that last minute or so for Mysterious Material, and they did a really good job of just making sure they played a little slower, but Defiant Discharge being able to take advantages much faster. Okay.
Alright, and that's it. And that's it from us. We'll be moving on to I believe it's the finals. And we'll be back. We'll pass it back to our commentators.